You are welcome to our daily life. Today, we have an interesting topic, the food that changed everything. Hello, can I be heard? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me see it in the comment section. If you can see me, if you can hear me, let me see that in the comment section. Can I be seen? Can I be heard? Alrighty, the food that changed everything. Welcome. My name is Jennifer Okoduga, the Pacesetter mom. Thank you so much. I can confirm that you can hear me. If I told you that one meal could change your mood, your energy, your sleep, and even your parenting, would you believe me? Because food is not just food. Food is information. Hello, we are here for something interesting today. Food is not just food. Food is information because you are what you eat. I know you must have heard that by now. What did you eat today? Can I see that? Can you write that? If you ate something nutritious or you've not eaten anything today, can I see what did you eat today? I want to see that. Can I see what you ate today? Did you choose the food that nourished you? Did you choose the food that replenished your strength? Or you just chose the food that saffroned your strength? Or you chose the food that made you hyperactive? Because adults too, we throw tantrums. I hope you know that. Adults too can be hyperactive. Food affects everyone. Did you choose food that helps you to function well, top of the game, or you chose food that disorganized you for that day? Let me see that in the comment section. I want something very engaging today. Food creates the family you experience. That's one thing I want you to know. Once you should realize that food affects, number one, your energy, number two, your mood, number three, your sleep, your focus, your patience. Food affects everything about you. The food in your kitchen may be shaping the atmosphere in your home. The food in your kitchen may be shaping the atmosphere in your home. I have seen a lot of persons say, oh, my child is hyperactive. I noticed he became very aggressive as he finished this food. Oh, yes. What that child ate gave that child the fuel, the energy to become that way. When it comes to helping a child with developmental delays, when it comes to helping them thrive, food is very paramount. You can never take that away. You need to pay attention to what you are feeding the child. You need to pay attention to what you are giving that child day by day. It is very important. As parents of children with special needs, because it's from one spectrum to the other. Just from, it's called spectrum, it's from one end to the other. You need to find out that no matter the level the child is in the spectrum, food plays a very vital role. Most people do not see changes as it were, even if they do 3 hours therapy, 4 hours therapy. I've even seen some that put their children on 6-hour therapy on a daily basis. But until they pay attention to what they feed their child, they don't seem to see any changes. Until they pay attention to what they are giving their child on a daily basis, there won't be, no matter the therapy, supplements, medications won't do that either. You need to pay attention to what the child is eating. I have seen this on a daily basis as I work with parents. One little change when it comes to nutrition, you just see the child move from the point where they are to a better place. It gives the parents this rest. you, as parents of special needs children, as parents of children with developmental delays, disabilities, you need to pay attention to what you are feeding that child. I know we live in a fast-age life now. Everything is fast. We want it very quick. Someone was discussing with me too, even this morning, talking about before she met me, all she was giving her child is a certain food, Golden More and all that. Is just quick, you just prepare it, until I made her understand that this is a no-no. And it has changed everything in her family. As she moved from that point where she was just doing a quick one, there was a time I was giving my children, though I did not do Golden More, but I wasn't too intentional as regards the nutrition aspect. But when I moved a step further, I started paying attention to every food. I took away every food with anything that you're seeing in the food that is having plenty things you cannot read, all the something, all the addict, just take it away. If you cannot understand it, please take it out. Your child does not need it. Because you see, this food aspect is very important when it comes to helping a child with developmental issues thrive. Super important. So we are talking about the food that changes everything. I want you to understand the 3 food families. Number 1 is, I classify them like as in 3 angles: the energy builders, the body builders, and the protectors. The energy builders, examples: whole grains. Whole grain, it is very powerful. Sweet potatoes, these are powerful food. Fruits, I have given my children fruits to school on a daily basis for 8 good years now, non-stop. And I can tell you for free, the changes I saw is like heaven and earth. For 8 good years, I have placed my children. I stopped every form of, before now, they used to take carbonated drinks and all that as their, snack, because the children take lunch to school. They also have snack time. I used to do carbonated drinks, all form of biscuits and all that. When I sat and thought about the whole thing, I realized that this won't help this child, especially when my child was diagnosed with developmental issues. I placed all my children, because the way you do one thing is the way you do others. I realized that I can't be giving one child this and be giving the other child the other. It will just confuse me. And also, I won't be able to gain consistency in it, and I will not be able to gain mastery in what I am doing. I decided to place all the children. I have 5 children, and the 5 of them take fruits to school daily. Yes, you heard me right. Daily. And I can't remember the year. I'm not talking about the months. I can't remember the year I took them to the hospital. You can try that today, dear parents. I placed all of them fruits on a daily basis. That's what they take. Fruits and water is enough. You have natural sugars in fruit already that will replenish their brain, that will help them. Number 1, blueberry, white cut blueberry for that matter. If you place your child on that, it will help their brain. It will nourish them. It will help their nervous system. Also, like I talked about 3 days ago, place your children on seasonal fruits, because the more the fruit is in season, the better for that child. The nutrient is intact. Nobody's trying to preserve or using a lot of, a lot of persons have different chemicals, ripening agents to get fruit that is not ripe to just enter the market and sell. So most times, get fruit that is in season. So another class is body builders. Examples: eggs. You don't want to know how powerful eggs are, especially egg yolk, which is high in choline. I started giving my child egg yolk on a daily basis. It also improved speech. It has helped him in no small measure. Fish, mackerel, Titus, salmon fish, very powerful. Catfish, beans also. We have different kinds of beans. We have different kinds of legumes. You go to the market, you will see all manner. And I've also taught here how to uh, cook beans, the ways and the method to go about it. Meat. This help your child's muscles. This help your child. That's why they call it building block. These are body builders. Then the protectors, vegetables, fruits. These are protectors. They help protect your child's body. I place my children on this. I do not miss it. On a daily basis, I want you to take stock of this. Look at what you fed your child that day and ask yourself this question. These foods that this child ate, morning, afternoon, evening, which is breakfast, dinner, lunch, and dinner. You ask what Coach Jennifer taught us. This food, is it nourishing? Does it have the three class she said? The protectors, the body builders, the energy builders? Always ask yourself every day, give yourself that review. Make sure that on a daily basis, your children have this and you will have yourself to thank for it. Because every place should have all these three. You did see these three classes I mentioned now? Every place should have it. The food that matters. Because when you give your child this, you are not just feeding them, you are feeding their body, you are nourishing them. Some food will help you gain that energy you are looking for, even for your own self. Because most times, we parents, we just want to help these children from, okay, this is my child. Then what about you? You can't pour from an empty cup. You need to place yourself too on good nutrition. You need to place yourself too on food that will help you. Because it is not easy to take care of another. You that is taking care of another, you need to be healthy. You need to be full of strength. You need to be, full of vitality to be able to take care of another person. Because this could be energy draining. I must tell you that. So it starts with you. Like my mentor, Coach Wendy, will say, parenting is first about you and not your child. Parenting is first about you and not your child. The food that steal your family's energy are excess sugar, carbonated drinks, excess soda. We live in a world where anything that we are opening is doing just trash it, put it in the bin. Your child does not need it. I went to get something one day and I saw a child already very hyperactive. It was obvious that this child has ADHD, and it was still carbonated drink I was still seeing in the child's hand. I wondered, what is going on? I had to tell the mom, this child does not need this, please. Do not give this child this. Say, it's a way to keep the child calm. The child likes it. This, I said, it's not about just what the child likes. Give the child what he needs. A child cannot be everywhere or steamy or just flapping his hands and everything, and you are still giving this child soda. What does this child need it for? What is in this that is going to help this child? I had to just educate her that day, and I told her what and what to do. Please take away excess sugar, excess soda, highly processed food. There's so much in tin can these days. Highly processed food, take it away. Constant junk food. You have to take those out completely. It might not be easy, when you just start it, but as time goes on, you find out that it becomes second nature to you. I remember when I started 8 years ago to give my children fruits to school on a daily basis. It was tough. It wasn't that easy because though we were taking fruits before, but it wasn't that on a daily basis. It wasn't that constant. But when I came and I decided to do this, I went all out. I just, because one thing that helps you to keep track and to be consistent is to build routine over everything. I started to give myself that structure. I built routine around the foods. So because of that, I know, okay, tomorrow, this is what they are taking and everything. So I check my refrigerator. I know that, okay, this is this one needs replacement. This fruit needs replacement. I go out to get it. You don't just sit down and just let it happen as as occasion serve you. You just wake up anywhere belle face, like they say in our Nigeria palace. Not just as you wake up, okay, anyone I see, oh, you wake up today, you don't see anything in the refrigerator. Oh, today there's no fruit. So let them just manage this carbonated drink today. Let them just manage these fruits. They just manage these biscuits. No, you plan ahead of time. You plan for it consciously, intentionally. That is why we need to be intentional as parents, deliberate. We must be deliberate as parents, parenting children with special needs. You must be very conscious. It's not something that you just stumble on today. If it happens, you give. If it's not there, no. It doesn't really need to be expensive. There are some fruits that are not expensive. Papaya is one of the best fruits for autism. So I've seen some parents buy digestive enzyme to give their children. I do not buy that, and I've never had to buy it. Place that child on pawpaw. You will see how it will help that child. Papaya is one of the best when it comes to giving children fruits with developmental issues. It doesn't really need to be from the abroad. It doesn't really need to be imported. It doesn't really need to be until this fruit is one heavy name. That is when it's. I said, look for the fruit around you, fruit in season. It's not until you import it. It's not until it's very expensive. No, at least pawpaw is not too expensive. It's one of the cheapest food, and it's one of the best foods you can think of. Avocado pear too is one of the cheapest. It's also one of the best. You can't feed your child healthy fat, and it will not be good for their brain. You will see changes. I saw changes, and I know if I can see changes, you too will see. I am not here to preach what is not what is not real. It's not fallacy. The person with experience is never at the mercy of the person with the arguments. I will always tell you this. It's something I have witnessed firsthand. The food that changes everything. That is our topic for today. Please, if you have anyone you know will benefit from today's topic, please, can you pull a call through? Put that call through. Call the person you need to call. Call your neighbors. Call your friends. Call those in your children's school. Call those in your community. Let them know that there's an interesting topic for them today that they will sure benefit from. Call them. Thank you as you do that. So, like we said, take away excess sugar, excess soda, highly processed food, carbonated drinks, constant junk food, take them away. Have you noticed how some food give you 5 minutes energy and steal your energy for another 3 hours? There's some food you will take. It will just give you this, takes you up 5 minutes and just drop you very low. You see constant fatigue. That's how it is with these children. You see them. Have you noticed that yesterday I gave an illustration and I also gave I gave an assignment that you should go practice for 1 week. Have a journal beside. Whenever you give this child this food, what happens? Try to study the child's energy level. Try to study the child's behavior. Because some things we call behavior, they are not actually behaviors. They are cries from the inside. It could be from what you're giving the child. That's why you see some people, some children, they react after you give them a certain food. Some will have rashes, some will have eczema flare, some will have different kinds of reaction to tell you that this food is not okay, that their body is not accepting this food. So you need to pay attention, pay close attention to what your child is eating. One thing you should realize, the parenting connection. Food affects patience. Food affects emotional regulation. Food affects stress response, and food affects productivity. Food will affect your productive level, certainly. A tired parent makes different decisions than a healthy parent. When the parent is tired, there's some certain decisions they make That's why you see some people, they say that I just woke up today, I could not even do anything. I can't really say this is what I did throughout today. As I just ate this food, in fact, I couldn't even understand myself. Yes, it's very, very crucial. It's very, very important what you eat. One thing I want to let you know is that food, when it comes to helping the child thrive with developmental issue, food is number one. I always say this. This is my framework. The God factor, number one. The parental factor, number two. But when it comes to natural things you do, number one is food. After that God factor, after you, the parent, your involvement in the life of that child, when it comes to things that you give this child, supplements is not part of it. Even the therapy cannot take the place of nutrition. You can never out therapy a child's body that is dehydrated, a child's body that is crying for good nutrition. You can never out therapy a child's body that needs replenishment, that needs fuel for brain. You can never out therapy that child. When it comes to helping a child thrive, nutrition, it was what changed the game for me. Until I just swung into action, I did not see the changes I wanted. It will be as if you are doing more and seeing less. Frustration will just be the order of the day because you are not paying attention to what matters. Nutrition is what matters when it comes to helping a child with developmental delay thrive. Nutrition is a game changer. It helped me in no small measure. Before, it will be sugary cereal. You see parents giving children. Just after, you see eggs, fruits, water. And what is the result? You see better focus. You see better mood. You see better energy. When you give your child the right food, you will see it. It will be clear can be, as light. You will just see this child move from that. See, my child was very aggressive. Wasn't potty trained. Wasn't speaking. Had constant meltdown. I'm not just talking about little tantrums. Was sensitive to light, sensitive to sound. As I faced nutrition, all that began to fade away. All that began to fade away. It just changed everything for us. Nutrition, the power of nutrition, it can never be overemphasized. When it comes to helping a child with developmental delay, even you, the parent, when it comes to the general well-being of that family, what you put on the table, it is very important. Make your kitchen your greatest pharmacy. Make your kitchen your greatest pharmacy. That's everything you need to help your child is in your kitchen. Stop looking for what is far. Meanwhile, it is close to you. The stone that David used to kill Goliath was not important. It was just beside him. The stone that David used to bring down Goliath, as big as Goliath was, that people were very afraid of him. It wasn't important. It wasn't sent from one place. It was just beside him. What you're actually looking for, chasing everywhere, is just by your kitchen. You need to sit down and activate this. You will see the changes you need. We think most times it's because, oh, I don't have the money to buy that supplement. Oh, they said this is very important. Oh, they said this is working. Let me buy this. Meanwhile, what you are looking for might just be a simple thing in your kitchen. You need to pay attention to it because this worked for me. And that is why I can come confidently to tell you that food is a game changer when it comes to helping a child with developmental delays. When it comes to helping a child thrive, food, what you give your child, matters a whole lot. It will change it completely, no matter the diagnosis. There is no child that cannot thrive. There is no child. When they say this one, they say is lifetime. They said with this, tell them chapter what, verse what. Whose report will you believe? Who is it that saith the thing and it comes to pass when God has not commanded it? If they tell you, ask them chapter what, verse what. Where is it written? That this is how my child will just remain. No, if you trust in God, you hold on to the hem of his garments and you apply the natural things God has placed. Food, what did he say in the Bible? The food and herbs has he given for the healing of mankind. Use that food to heal your child. Food is what God has given to heal. When you are using food, is you walking in line with God's will. When you are using food for your child, is you walking in line with God's precept? Is you walking in line with his perspective? You are working with God's mindset, because what God uses is nature. It's not in those chemicalized things that your child is finding it difficult to process, that is finding it difficult to even accept and even now use it. Sometimes this body does not recognize that as food. It sees it as a foreign thing. So use food, you will see changes. Use food, you will see the great changes in your family. Make sure everyone, I place my children. And I'm telling you, it's like what came as a problem became a blessing. Because with that, we do not have any reason to, if we don't have any reason to send anybody to the hospital, is that not a good thing? We don't have any reason to send anyone to the hospital. So if food that we are paying attention to is making us, thrive, is making us healthier, is making us have less hospital visits, then is it not better? Even if you feel it's maybe you're going to spend money on it, spend money for the right thing. Won't you rather spend money for the right food than spend money in the hospitals? I have seen some parents take their children to the hospital. There are some that they get admitted 3 months. They are treating malaria like it's their second name. It ought not to be so. If your family could change one eating habit this week, what will it be? I want you to tell me. If they could change, can you put it in the comment section? If your family could change one eating habit this week, what would it be? You could start from just simple grains, whole grains, not too much canned thing, what you process by yourself. I make pap myself. Yes. You could look for someone to help you, but make sure you know what you are feeding your children. It's not until it's bought. Some people are more busier than the others. Although sometimes so many people that say they are busy, they are actually not busy, because you must place your life, give it like on the scale of preference, like they say in economics. What is most paramount? What is most important? The health of your family is not most important than whatever you feel you are chasing. Take your time to prepare your children's meal. Even if you are delegating, make sure it's supervised. Don't just be comfortable buying one thing or the other. You don't know how they are doing it. Because, okay, right now we're in the days where in this region, tomatoes is expensive, for instance. People still cook very, reddish jollof rice, and you don't even know how they are making it. A lot of tin is inside, a lot of rotten tomatoes is inside. They still give it. Some don't care. Why some might not compromise? They still want to keep that standard. But how would you know something you are not part of? You did not partake in the preparation. You need to be careful what you give that child, because so many children, their problem increased as they took warming. When my child had leaky guts, oh my God, their food will just give it as if you've worsened your thing. Constipation. Child will not use the toilet for some days. You need to change what you are feeding your child today. It is very, very important. Do it like your life depends on it, because actually your life do depend on it. Do it like your child's life depend on it. What you are feeding that child today could be just the reason that child has not moved from where you want them to move to. Change what you're feeding your child today. Because today, we might not be able to talk about a whole lot. But one thing I'm leaving with you is that food that changes everything, it might not be one special food. It might not be one very, look into your kitchen. Little herbs could be of great benefit to your child. Meanwhile, you are looking at something that is very far. No, the food that changes everything might not be very special. It is intentionality. It is in purpose. When you do it with purposeful, you put your energy to something that will benefit your child. It's in the intentionality behind it. It is the mindset behind it that you are seeing this food as healing. You are taking this food as medicine. That's why there's a book, Eat Your Food as Medicine. It's not until you just import one thing. It might not be special. So the moment your family becomes that intentional, you will see that transformation will begin. If you're intentional with what you feed your child, if you're intentional with what you feed your family, transformation will begin in no small way. So let me ask you something. If all you took today is changing your child's diet, for instance, maybe increasing a particular class of food, probably you've not been doing more of protein for that child, and you start it today, you see that great result, won't you be happy? So you have to make that decision. Because one day I sat down and I made a decision to help my child. I made a decision to increase the nutrition of this child. And that brought about great changes. In closing, what you will use to raise your child to thrive is not in one session. It's not in one, what your family will use to flourish is not in one session. Transformation does not just happen in just tips and hacks. It's not in one distance. That's why I'm also inviting you. If you're not in the parents, Pacesetter Parents tribe, join us. What are you waiting for? Don't be the only one left out. We also have free WhatsApp communities you can join. Go to our pages. There are a lot of informations you can get. We have annual registration from 1st of September, goes through to August 31st, 2027. From 1st of September this year, 2026, is an annual program with daily teachings, weekly lives. You have free resources. You have experts. You have all you need, community to cheer you on, because most times it's difficult when we walk on this journey alone. We need people. No man is an island. God never created us to be an island. God never created us to walk on this journey alone. You don't need to walk on this journey alone. Transformation does not just happen in information. Transformation happens in community. It happens in accountability. And it happens in consistent action. That's why we created the Pacesetter Parents tribe, where you will be seeing community that understands you, a community that supports you. Transformation happens when you see those going the same route with you. You see that, oh, my own is not lost. You come at times, hear testimonies of someone, you have hope. You know that your hope is not lost. You don't feel, that, oh, today my own is finished. You also hear some people's own, you will feel encouraged that, that means my child is even doing better. That's why I always say, if they have any reason to stop children and say, you will still end up taking your own. You realize that your own is even better for you. So you join community where you hear tangible testimonies. We have testimonies. We have daily transformational tools. We provide guidance, accountability, coaching, practical family systems, a community of intentional parents. We are a community of intentional parents. We are intentional, committed to raising exceptional children. We are exceptional in all we do. We don't just take no for an answer. Don't just take that diagnosis and just let it be. You have something to do about it. Because God's plan for you are good and not evil. God can't give you what will kill you. No. You have a say. You need to play your part. You need to stand up and say, no, I can help this child. The child needs to be independent. Because if you are 80, you have strength to be following one adult that is also grown. I've seen an adult putting on diaper at 25. 25 years old, yes. Most times, that thing gives me fuel to work. It gives me fuel to just put in more energy on this journey. Because you don't want to be babying an adult. When you too, your strength has reduced. Even if you are 30 plus today, 40 plus today, you will not have this same strength you are having now at 70. You won't have this same strength you are having now at 80. So you need to pay attention to what you need to pay attention to today. You need to pay attention to your child's nutrition today, now that you still have the strength. We have weekly coaching, parental community support. We have family challenges, supporting tools, accountability, exclusive trainings. We have things that will help you thrive. We have tips, strategies that has worked for me. Because what God makes happen for one, it makes happen for another. God is no respecter of persons. He's no respecter of age. He's no respecter of tribe. He's no respecter of age. God is no respecter of race. He won't say because you are dark, one is fair. No. What God makes happen for one, He makes happen for another. The principles are the same. The methodology might be different. Yes, the principles are the same. If you apply that principle, you will see that same results. No two children are the same, but you see, when you apply the principle of nutrition, you will see it anywhere. Anywhere in the world, you will see it the same. The question is whether will you continue doing what you are doing or you will join the community. So 150,000 naira is our yearly program. But we're having flash sale for this week. You can still pay 120,000 naira. That is just 10,000 naira every month. For this child's transformation, what would 10,000 naira be? Will it even pay for therapy fee for you? Compared to what you'll be learning on a daily basis, you have access to me one-on-one. You have access to questions that you have answers to. Would you rather take that than you are walking that journey alone? So you need to consider it. The choice is yours. Those that have entered, they have seen and they have been transformed and they are sharing their testimony. Testimonies are bound. You can verify. Ask questions. So today, I'm here to tell you to take that action today. Take that action today. You do not need to wait tomorrow. Make that move today. Is it more fruits you include in your child's diet? Take that action today. Waiting for month end, waiting for next week, most times it brings inconsistency. And there is nothing that matters like consistency on the journey when you are parenting a child with special needs. Make that move today. Add more protein to your child's diet today. On a daily basis, ask this class of food, did this child partake in it? Did it really benefit from me today? Ask those questions. Review your process on a daily basis because that child you are seeing is growing daily. That child might have been 5 today. Tomorrow you wake up, he's already celebrating a 60th birthday. Before you know it, that child is 10 years before you. Before you know it, the child is 20. You have to take conscious daily steps. You don't need to wait till tomorrow. It's not a thing that you can postpone because the age cannot be postponed. You cannot trap time. You cannot trap. Can you stop the clock? Oh, this clock, wait so until I am ready. I am not ready. I'm not able to do this. I need you to wait. You can't hold clock. You can't trap clock down. You can also stop your child's age as he's developing, as he's growing. Hold on. There are some things I wish I knew when my child was 6 months. Yes. There's some things I wish I knew when my child was 1 year old. You cannot turn back the answer. Once your child is 10, there is no prayer and fasting you do that can take your child from 10 years to 3 years. If you like, sleep on the mountain, do 1 million days fasting. Nothing you will do can change that child's age. You can only ask God for mercy and do the work. There is nothing you will do that can change your child that is probably 20 to now make that child turn to 2 years. No, you can never. So if you don't do the work now, my mentor will say, if you don't do the work now, you will do it tomorrow. Either way, you will pay the price. If you don't do it today, you will do it tomorrow. Either ways, you will pay the price. There is no shortcut to it. Guide your learns and make sure you do this work now that you have the strength. Most times I just do these things because I remember, at my age, I am no longer the way I used to be. The age that is not going to wait. Why should I need to wait for the things I need to do? Why am I waiting? I don't need to wait. Because this child is not going to wait either. His age will not be waiting for me until I am ready. And the age is not going to wait until I feel so. You don't need to wait until you feel so. No, parents. You don't need to wait until you feel so. Today, I am not just emotionally ready. Will you have your downtime? Sure, you will. It's not every day you have the high energy to it's not every day you wake up with high enthusiasm to do things. No. Everyone, sometimes that's why you need community. That's why you need accountability systems. It's not every day you just wake up and you feel, all about it. You might just feel today, So that's why you need someone. You hear you can still do it. You hear you can still make it. You hear another person that say, today it wasn't easy, but I still ended up showing up for my child. You pick up hope. You take up that journey. You do the work. Because that child is not waiting. Anytime I hear that, it puts me on my toes. That this child will not be waiting for me until I'm ready. Oh. This child will not be waiting until I feel good. Let me do the work I need to do now. So that, hey, Papa Oyedepo will say something. This thing that he said one day, I screamed and when you mean, it sank into my head. He said, you either pay now and play later. That you are playing now and I'll be paying later. Dear parents, pay now and play later. Because that child will be 17 soon. That child will be 18 soon. Pay now and play later. Instead of playing now and not be paying later. I will not have this same strength I'm using to move. And you see me, I'm demonstrating. I will not have it at 80. I will not have it at 100. And I don't want to give birth to a child that will not become a liability and depend on others to survive. No way. No way. That's not God's plan for my child. So I sit down, I move. And I ask God for strength, because by his strength shall no man prevail. You will have God. You ask God for strength. Oh God, the day you feel down, God, he knows you by your name. You don't need to pretend before me. Today, God, I don't feel like it. I am not too, God, I don't feel too energized today. Help me, Lord. Give me the strength I need. You will just see the Holy Spirit. He's your comforter. He's your teacher. He's your strength now. That's what the Holy Spirit is to you for those that are Christians. He will just give you the strength and you move again. When you feel down, God, I need this, and this child need it. Because the child, you will wake up one day. Have you not checked? There was one day, my child was turning 13. I said, you are a teenager today. What did I give birth? I was looking at the time. I said, what did I give birth to this child in the hospital that day? He was like, Mommy, is it that day you gave birth to me? I said, it's looking like that day in my eyes. I said, yes, it's like that day. When you know, that's why you see some persons, when they tell you, some of us feel very angry when those elderly ones say, you have grown up. Because they are looking at the day you were born. You have grown up, you're not a big boy. Today you're a big girl. What happened? You are so big now. I told her, look at my child, when did I give birth to this child that day? Look at you. You just wake up and find out that the child is 18. You just wake up and find out that the child is 30. He's no longer a child, he's now a man. Would you be wishing that I did something when you have the opportunity to do that now, dear parents? Please, I beg of you, for the sake of destiny, because God does not make mistake. God gave you that child to parent that child, and we have only God to answer to. For the sake of destiny, please pay attention today, and God will bless you. Today, we shall be calling it indeed. We see tomorrow again. Tomorrow, come prepared. We'll be talking about hydration. Many of you don't know some things about water. I'm going to be teaching you about hydration. How hydration is very important on this journey. Please, you don't need to miss any day in this month. We'll be meeting Mondays through Fridays, 2 p.m. every day. See you today. See you tomorrow, rather. Please invite your friends. Tell everyone that the Pesita Mom is live. Those that are not aware, let them know. Send this link to them. Let them catch a replay. See you tomorrow. Remember, God loves you and we love you. God bless you. See ya.